Dukes of Weebdom!
Dukes of Weebdom!
Episode 58. JJK coming back with the bullshit.
We talked about JJK for like an hour last episode.
Yeah, we did.
Nearly an entire hour.
I won't have as much bullshit to say this time.
I might.
I've
opened and closed this chapter 3 separate occasions because the first page was just like, ugh.
There's a lot of text.
Oh, it was all bad.
It also...
Did I send you the John Wherry translation for this one? The John Wherry versus TCB?
No.
Because it was, once again, quite the difference.
I was confused at the first speech bubble because he goes, do you really need first off...
You know, read that whole first double bubble because I got the TCB now.
All right, well, first off, it's like not proper English. Do you really need for me? Why don't you just say, do you really need me to explain why I can't use Black Flash? And I was like, wait a minute, I've seen Gojo use Black Flash, so I was confused. And then it goes, well, to break things down for you, it's because of Six Eyes. That's the first 2 double pages.
I have one thing to say before I even jump into the translation. I meticulously went over it 3 separate times. He does not explain why Six Eyes is stopping him from doing it.
Yes. I noticed that as well.
I went over it. I went back and forth and back and forth.
I was like, maybe if Infinity, but...
He literally just doesn't.
Yeah.
He explains why Black Flash is super duper hard and luck to everybody, including himself, but he never says why he himself it's different for.
Now
here's the TCB version. Why can't I unleash Black Flash whenever I want? Why'd you think I could in the first place? 'Cause of Six Eyes? An English speaker. Thank you. Look how much easier it is on the eyes.
This guy just sucks at his job.
He does. He filled these bubbles with so much nonsense.
And leading people to be confused.
It's literally like he knows English but doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
It just reeks of it. It's like writing a technical manual. Like, not only is it harder to understand, but it has like half the personality of like the TCB scan. Worry fucking terrorism. I feel like it gets worse every week. I see more people complaining about Wary every consecutive week.
Yeah.
It's deserved.
I did notice, however, though, because Sukuna unleashes, 2 more Black Flashes in this, and he still doesn't have his...
reverse curse technique?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it's probably going to page turn to next week. He's like all better.
I really hope not, because then it would go back to explaining literally everything I was saying.
Then again, last week. He's not exactly healing either. He did block like Yuji's knee with his stumpies.
That fucking piercing blood though from Yuji was fire.
And this is like one of the best end pages we've gotten.
Oh yes, fucking Yuji.
The Black Flash into Yuji awakening.
Oh my god, this page.
Yeah, I immediately took a screenshot of it. The Black Flash itself.
So satisfying to see Sukuna just eat shit.
It's so well laid out too. The way it's like cracking radially outward.
Oh, so good.
Amidst a shower of black sparks, Yuji Itadori has awakened.
Yeah, was it saying TCB or whatever?
Probably the same thing. That one's actually pretty good.
It is.
I'll give you that, Worry. I just assume it was an easier to translate line then.
Right. But, like I said, there's not much that I could say about this chapter other than Piercing Blood was fire. The first 2 pages sucked ass, and I honestly didn't think that they were important.
No,
all of that speech bubble was to say, yeah, Black Flash is down to luck. But then it's like...
The entire time I was thinking of... Because I had just edited before I read anything this week. I was just thinking of how much I would have preferred like actual character stuff instead of more cursed energy explanations. Yeah. You already told me it's luck. I wasn't sitting here wondering the exact...
Yeah, we knew everything we needed to know about Black Flash.
You just made it so much more complicated for no reason. Yeah. Sitting here being like, the air humidity and the temperature even comes down to fact. I don't give a fuck.
Character development. Give it to me.
Just to have Sukuna hit a couple more. I wouldn't have sat here being like, but it's supposed to be looked at. I would just be like, okay, cool.
Well,
he's the strongest sorcerer ever. Like,
Yuji's fucking
has the record for
back-to-back. Isn't it like 7 or something he did against Mahito?
So like,
was it against Mahito or was
I think it was against Mahito?
Or was it against Hanami?
No, I think it was against Mahito. You know what? I really don't know.
I think it's against. I think it was against.
I know the anime bent over backwards to not have a narrator, so that was one of those moments where it cut to like 3 different people being like, "How many black flashes did I hit?" Oh well, I did like 3 here. You can maybe consider it 4.
Season 1 really didn't have a narrator.
No,
it does. For
they
season
went out
2.
with that like intention too.
Season 2 definitely has one. I've heard it.
I don't remember if it was Mappa's choice or if Gege asked them to. I think it might have been Gege asking them to not have a narrator.
Oh, not have one?
Not have a narrator for season 1.
I was going to say, because Gege loves the narration.
I know. It's insanity. The way that it had to bend over backwards to not have that narrator season 1. You're literally like in the middle of a fight and you cut to someone at like a cafe talking to camera about black flashes.
Fucking terrible.
But yeah, so like Yuji has the record. I wasn't gonna sit here and doubt Sukuna or think it was like some bullshit.
Right.
He just hit 1, and you're supposed to be on a roll after you hit your first. Like, it was such a useless way to start the fucking chapter. Especially for the rest of it being like some of the most banging fighting.
I love how that was another thing. The fucking mage hand on the eyes.
I love that.
Oh my god, that was fire. I was like, that's awesome. That is a unique way to use an ability.
Yes. That's what reminded me of Nen again, instead of just like an attack.
Because inherently it's just like a hand that pulls on things and moves things. But to be able to now draw focus away
your attention. In the Jujutsu Jumpsin.
I'm surprised I haven't seen any memes about it, because Sukuna's eyes literally turn into hearts.
I know. I saw a picture of his eyes as hearts, but I had no context for why.
If I had saw that, I would have thought it was just a meme.
Yeah, I thought he was just like in love with the fight or something, or someone just edited it.
Yeah.
I also love that one page of trying to fight. Yeah, Maki going through the building before she pops out to hit him.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. I was like, that's awesome.
Good chapter.
I'm glad that Jujutsu Kaisen has gotten back to their jump habits of where people just gang up on them.
Yes.
Like,
it's a nice core of people doing it now too. The problem is like how all of the strongest fighters, everyone kind of stood back a little bit for. Like Yuji was there fighting with Yuta, but he was like a non-factor in that part of the fight. And then Gojo obviously was a one-on-one.
I wouldn't fuck with the Gojo versus one-on-one either.
I also wouldn't want to be there for the
Gojo Sukuna.
For Kashimo, because I mean, as much as he didn't have a good showing, he did have a lot of collateral damage. I wouldn't want to try to fight with that.
He did more damage to the terrain. I don't think he landed a single hit.
No, I don't think he did either. But again, he was like destroying matter and shit, and like hypersonic waves and shit like that. Like, I wouldn't want to be there with all those AoEs.
Yeah, no.
Plus, no one there would have been able to fight around him. To be fair, they don't know him.
I did.
That's why I like it. I like
That's
the
still
jumps.
the funniest thing to me this season is that fucking Kashimo just got fucking no
blasted. Blasted.
My man got no diffed.
Did you read any more Astrobaby?
I did.
Oh, my heart flutters.
I have one left. I
also have one left.
So
I didn't read the newest one.
We're all caught up.
Oh.
I think, yeah, scroll. Oh, yeah, I see that. Dude, we'll get to it. But this was the funniest page turn in the whole fucking thing. But
first, the one before that.
Well, I read 3 today.
Ooh, so the one before that.
Yeah, I was when he took over his body to fight the soldiers.
Yes! And his face turns into a bear.
Yeah. And he just like destroyed these soldiers, like, brutally. But, I mean, it's still early, and it's setting up some nice stuff. Like,
Yes.
because, again, those 3 chapters I read today could be pretty summarized pretty quickly. He fights the soldiers.
Beats the living shit out of them.
Beats them up. Can control them by spitting on them.
Yeah, let's get that little bit of DNA in there.
Yeah, and then frees the mother and child that were there. And then they get on the... All right, here's the confusing part to me, actually. I was reading this. I thought they're in a quarantine zone right now. Like, from chapter 1, his village... The impression I got in chapter 1 is that this village that they were in has been quarantined this whole time.
I think it's a larger space than just one village, though.
Well, yeah, because he jumps on a train and is on the train for hours until he gets to his fucking grandfather's house.
I wish I remember what chapter. They had a nice map of it, but it looked like a peninsula off the top of Russia.
Oh, okay, because I'm like, how fucking large is this quarantine zone? Or did he just get on a train and leave the quarantine zone?
Yeah, it's going to be impossible to Google one, too.
Yeah, no, it's way too early.
It was I would at least give it the size of a... God, I don't know what state I'm even thinking of. The one that's a peninsula for the Great Lakes. I want to say Michigan.
Yeah, probably.
I'll give it about a Michigan-sized landmass.
That's pretty big.
And then the page turn chapter, where all chapter long it's talking about how great his grandpa used to be.
Oh, well, before that, the end of the last chapter,
Oh, yeah, bad guy.
Whoever the fuck it is. Yeah, there he is, right there.
The Nazi-coded one.
The one that looks like the young train conductor.
Yes. But in the way he called him the superior strain. It seems like he's, like, scared to be, like, assimilated by the said superior strain, though. Like the bad guy.
Oh, yeah. So
you intend to control us as one again?
So who is Baby Abby?
So Baby Abby seems to be like the leader of the hive mind in a way. But he also seems not that involved in wanting to like hurt humans either.
Right? So it's like, what's your goal here, Abby? But yes, so this whole chapter talking about the grandfather.
I'm nervous going back to where my grandfather was. Man, my grandfather was so great.
He told me
visit this gravestone.
He didn't want me to be there for the end.
Yeah.
Let me pray at this gravestone quickly.
After that, we lost touch. I left my grandpa and escaped. I guess I feel kind of guilty visiting. And I'd even be like, human emotions so weird. Even my mother was like, felt emotions.
And then yo, my grandfather's alive. I was like, wait, what? Even the baby was like, wait.
The full page face of the baby scowling is just gold.
Whose grave was that?
I think
and
that'll
like,
be my next
strangers.
fucking Twitter avatar right there.
Don't visit random strangers' graves. He literally says it down there somewhere too.
So good.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a continued read.
Yeah, it's such a weird mix of like dark and hilarious.
Yeah, the comedy aspect of it with the fact that the main character or one of the two main characters is a fucking baby.
Literally
that talks.
Those expressions hilarious. Too. There's one right in that page, right in that chapter that I loved, where he went from yawning to back to like the handsome Bishonen face. It's really early too. Yeah, yawn, handsome eyes.
And then he's like, "You can't sleep." And then next page, the baby's sleeping. Fucking hilarious.
Fucking hilarious.
I did read something else.
Ooh, what?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I read 3 Sakamotos.
I didn't.
Because I remembered like 2 episodes ago you had said...
I like gaslit myself into thinking I didn't say we should read 3 Sakamotos. I was like, did I even ask to read more Sakamoto? Yeah, I absolutely haven't.
Yeah, no, that was the first one I read right there. Yeah.
I'll get you next week.
I finished that whole arc of them in the casino. 3 chapters literally ends it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Dude, that first page turn confused the shit out of me. Nope. Read that whole first page.
This one?
Yeah. And then read the text at the bottom.
Actual story starts on the next page.
I was like, I didn't remember where I left off. But thankfully, as soon as I started reading the actual chapter, I was like, yes. Yes.
Right back where we were.
I remember now. But yeah, I read...
Big surprise.
Yeah, I just had the time today. I was just like, well, I ain't doing anything else. So, Sakamoto!
I need to get back on it.
I did read that too.
Better off.
Gokurokugai. Oh my god, the art is so good.
It is so good.
But I'm like, well, that's what happens when you release a chapter every like 3 months.
It's a nice in-betweeny chapter.
Yeah, just a lot of like...
characters catching up with each other. I love this shot of Alma with Tao, though.
Yeah. Oh my god, and the dude he delivered food to, though, and how... I had a feeling, I was like...
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I was like, they just showed off a sexy goth girl. And then
with
all of a
cuts
sudden...
on her arm.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, this guy instantly fell in love with the girl, and I was like, watch it be the toxic goth girl. And it was.
It is just so cool that their powers come from their cause of death, though. That is like fire.
I know, in their eyes, it's just a theory, but I mean, you're presenting that in a manga. That's basically what it's gonna be.
Because if it was full telekinesis, he could have done way worse than just strangle people.
And because they introduced 4 new villains, or whatever you want to call them.
Villains. Manga.
Yeah. Because they kind of just like I don't want to say that the throwaway, because who knows, they could have some serious character tied to them, but they're just like the next thing, you know what I mean?
The jobbers. They're not Jin, they're not Yomi.
Yeah.
They're going to be our window into what being part of that family looks like. And like they said in the chapter 2, if they're in harmony or not. If they all have the same opinion of Yomi. Which I would assume they would, because he's like kind of like setting himself to like be their savior in a way.
Yeah. Even though I'm pretty sure he doesn't actually give 2 fucks about any of them.
No, he seems to only care about Alma.
Yeah, I think that Alma has, because I mean they all seem to know him, so I think he has some kind of like hidden past that even he's not aware of.
Past.
Yeah, it's my assumption anyway. But
Liddy McTitty chapter.
Yeah,
it just breaks my heart having to wait another month. You like your goth mommy?
I do.
They delivered on goth mommy for you?
They did.
There's nothing beats the 2 of them to me. Honestly, Miss Tao and Alma, they just look so great. Alma's the perfect cutesy boy. Miss Tao is what I didn't even know I needed in my life.
She's just like an
upgraded granny from DandaDan. And that's a tall order.
It is.
I love Granny.
I would love to segue into the new chapter, but somebody has
You'll have to wait for us momentarily for that one. So in lieu of that...
Is there a Spy Family I didn't read?
No, that's the .1 chapter I didn't finish.
Oh.
I should just clear it out by keep not doing it.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's been a while since I had a black clover. It's kind of breaking my heart.
Well, aren't they tri-monthly now?
Yeah. December 24th was the last chapter.
So they're late?
Yes. Doesn't surprise me.
But, I mean, like you said, though, when you were talking about Black Clover, they got, 4 chapters left?
Yeah.
Especially if these... how big was the last chapter?
The last chapter wasn't big, but some people speculated it's because it was ending out like a regular volume, and that this next one will be more of a show if he's going to do higher page counts or not. Because it was very much like a regular page length.
It was just a regular ass chapter.
In fact, I'll even pull the page count up real quick.
Was the art...
People were clowning on Black Clover, friends. 29 pages. That's a little bigger.
Was the art more detailed because you had more time on it, or was it just all the same shit?
I think Black Clover always looks good, so it's actually kind of hard for me to tell. It's like the one thing I would never fault Black Clover manga for. I'll find that really, really lit shot of Luck and Ragna, though. Oh, maybe it won't be here. No. That already passed it. Because Luck looks really fucking cool with the anti-magic. Yeah,
you've shown me that. Oh.
So it does still look great. It doesn't look worse. Because always have to contextualize it. He's taking more time because him and his wife are in poor health. So if anything, I'm impressed that it didn't go down in quality.
That sucks that both of them are in poor health.
Yeah. I forgot what it was with his wife. His wife's condition might have been more temporary, but I'm talking out my ass when I say that.
Well, either way, sadness.
But at least the art's keeping up. I'm not unhappy. I'm going to be unhappy, though, because they're going to definitely do the end of a shonen series thing and give everyone their fights. Because Luck and Ragna just fought a version of Lucius. I'm sure everyone else is going to get their couple versions of Lucius to fight.
So it's a Jujutsu Clover situation.
Yes, a Jujutsu Clover Shippuden situation.
Yeah, but Shippuden didn't give everyone a final fight. They just dragged
They
out the
did
Naruto
over a long period of time.
Did they, though? Or did the anime do it with
Oh,
filler?
yeah, the anime mostly did it.
Because, I mean,
Because I'm talking like the whole war arc.
I stopped reading a little after the 8 Gates guy thing.
Yeah.
That was so fire in the manga.
Yeah, I call that different, too. Because guy coming in for like a quick...
Yeah, but like, the anime does it no justice. And it's pretty good in the anime, but when I read that shit in the manga, that was so good. But... Because I was a little behind when the Kaguya situation happened, and as soon as I heard about it, I was just
real,
like...
the Kaguya stuff doesn't look that great either. Like, visually speaking, spectacle-wise, no. They turned the budget back on when Naruto versus Sasuke happened again.
Well, because what I was saying was, like, I was behind on reading the manga when the Kaguya happened, so that's where I stopped kind of reading, and I just got my news about it. I didn't read it, I just listened to people...
poked your head in?
Yeah, I listened to the... discourse, so I knew what was going on, but I wasn't reading it, you know? I listened to other people talk about it. And then I eventually dropped it. But once Guy fights, it's literally the Naruto and Sasuke show for the entire rest of it.
But I also think about all of the Kages fighting Madara,
that happened earlier.
Yeah.
But yes.
But more the anime. The anime more wanted to shoehorn everybody in the fight.
There's so much filler in that
thing. At least everyone that went to fight Madara made some fucking sense. Like...
They did a lot of characters dirty, too, at the end there. Naruto.
I think my saddest part is they brought this huge arc, and this as someone who didn't even read a single page of the fucking war arc, but they brought in all these characters back from resurrecting them that I love, and then didn't really use them all that great. Like, I hear Haku coming back, I'm like, ooh. I hear Kimimaru coming back, I'm like, ooh. But it's more like a no.
Yeah, I don't actually remember Kimimaru being there.
That makes me sad.
He could have been as a throwaway thing, because Haku and Zabuza was there, and
all of the 7 other swordsmen, right? Not 7, because Kisame is one of them too. So the other 5, besides the 2 of them.
Some of them were there, yes, and then there's a bunch of other things. But I remember Haku and Zabuza being there, but I forget, it was kind of decent. Those 2 got some nice stuff, and Kakashi told them about the bridge that was built and that was named after Naruto and all that stuff. But most of the other stuff, because Itachi just breaks out of it and he puts an end to the Edo Tensei.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Hiyomaru came back. At least I can't seem to find an Edo Tensei version of him. Never mind.
Let me see it.
I see him standing next to fucking Hanzo, at least. In Chio. But clearly an anime, though.
That is 100% fucking filler. There's no way that's not. Or if it is, it's just an off scene that is just unimportant.
That's actually a kind of nice shot. For a random throwaway shot.
That'd be fucked, though, because if they did bring back Hanzo the Salamander, it'd be That's the thing too about the
Kimimaro coming back would be lit. His only weakness was he was sick.
First off, the whole Edo Tensei thing I didn't like.
I also don't like it. It sounds like a big old piece of bullshit to extend your series length.
Yeah, because it
also all comes down to Madara anyways.
Well, because we saw the Edo Tensei the first time early in the series, so you can't say it was an ass pull, right?
It wasn't.
But what I'm saying is, Orochimaru used it, and he tried to bring 3 people. But the third one failed, so he only brought the 2 first and second Hokages.
The third Hokage couldn't let him see it. How he treated his son.
Yep. So, but there's actually... So, there's actually a nice theory about that, but it also debunked self kind of thing, because it was, at the time, most definitely 100% going to be the 4th Hokage.
Oh, yeah.
But later on, it retroactive itself that it... Well, actually, no, I'm lying to myself right now.
Uh-oh.
Because literally it changed it. Because Orochimaru does it later himself anyway. So, yeah, never mind. I was going to say, because this Reaper Death Seal is supposed to make it so it seals the soul, so you can't bring back the Edo Tensei. But then Orochimaru literally brings back all of the 4 Hokages, which all 4 of them are involved in the Reaper Death Seal. Because the 4th Hokage uses it on the Ninetales, and then the 3rd Hokage uses it on himself and the first 2.
Yeah.
So all 4 of them have been sealed by the Reaper Death Seal. So it was just some.
Oh yeah, because he did use it on them after they were resurrected. I forgot about that. I was like, what do you mean they were all used on? That's a weird coincidence. No, yes, we saw that.
Yeah.
Huh.
But so what I'm saying is, like, a jutsu like that has to use an enormous amount of chakra.
Yeah, let's say,
and then bullshit.
It gives them all infinite chakra. It has to. Like.
And then bullshit pussy ass fucking Kabuto is the one that summons hundreds of these dudes. Like all of the strongest people in history.
The entire power system crumbles under it.
And it makes no sense. That's like, okay, yeah. So you can seal these dudes away, but it's like all of these characters are like some of the strongest people in the history of Naruto. I don't think Hanzo the Salamander was brought back, because like I feel like that guy would just trounce everyone. Because
I feel like he was, though, because I feel like that was the only time he could have even been showed off. Wasn't it him and Mifune that fight? I thought.
I don't remember, to be honest with you, because he beats...
Everything I know about the war arc comes from discussions with you on my couch. So...
Because he...
And video games.
He beat Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade in a 1v3 fight.
Oh, I should have known that was a horrible search. Oh, no. I put Hanzo versus, but as you can imagine...
He probably came up with the 3 Sanin.
I came up with like a billion things, because Hanzo is like such a...
Hanzo the name? Yeah.
Yeah.
You would put Naruto Hanzo there first. I mean, he would have been... I mean, there's so many other characters that were just, like, randomly thrown in there. You had all of the 7 swordsmen of the mist somehow had their swords. It's like, were these bitches buried with those things?
Apparently.
I know Zabuza was, but that was a special
case. I can't
case.
really tell. I saw one picture of him with the resurrection eyes, but who fucking knows? That's one picture.
I don't remember. It's been so many years.
It's inconsequential.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kabuto definitely shouldn't have been able to do that. I don't even care. Like, he could have fused all of Orochimaru with himself and gone the sage stuff, and I still think that's not enough chakra to do what he does. And have them supply themselves with infinite chakra.
Because one of those things was Madara. And then the other 2 crazy factors was Itachi and Nagato.
Yes. Yep.
Like, what the fuck? And then the third Mizukage, the dude in the mummy guy, all bandaged up.
Yes, the one with like the little mouth thing too.
Yeah, and then you had the second or third Raikage.
Yeah.
That was a fucking... And I'm like, all of these dudes are the strongest people ever.
The 2 guys with the Sage's 6 path tools.
Yes. That's right. Killer Bee fought them, right?
Yes.
I don't remember. But...
Pretty sure Tenten was there because she ends up getting those tools.
Does she?
Yeah.
And
They're
that's
in her
what-
shop in Boruto.
What does she do with them? Hang them on a wall? That's it? That's what she does?
They're on her wall. They're not for sale, granted. They're like for her use, I'm assuming, but they're just like on a wall somewhere.
Who does 1010 end up with?
I don't think anybody.
Good.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't have a kid. She's a strong, independent kunoichi.
That would be a pull down for whoever else it would have been. Man or woman. Rock Lee is also single, but somehow the generation continues.
Right? Huh. Where did Metal Lee come from?
Well, because Rock Lee is not related to Mike Guy. They just look the same because they style.
Is there just someone spawns with bad eyebrows once a generation?
they just grow out of the ground?
Or did Mike Guy go on like a sex tour and it just they just keep sprouting up?
He probably did and just doesn't realize there was no DNA test taken.
Sir, please stop talking about youth while you bang me.
He tells me the springtime of youth. Dynamic entry.
But back to Edo Tensei, the whole infinite chakra thing loses me. It's like the power system might as well not exist. Where is this all coming from?
Infinite chakra and infinite regeneration, and the only weakness is to seal them. But it's like, how are you going to seal somebody that can literally, like, all
You
right,
lose me at infinite right off the bat. Like 'cause
infinite mana, and then they
what's the point of fantasy physics if it doesn't physic?
right.
That's the way it is in my mind. There's no such thing as an infinite energy. Especially not so far removed from yourself. You're giving other things infinite energy. Why can't you just give yourself infinite energy and regeneration? It sounds like it should be less complicated.
You know what's funny? Because we haven't even talked about the biggest ass pull of Edo Tensei. The fact that they are them.
Oh, wait,
It's
they
not
have
just-
their own consciousness, but their bodies are being controlled. Like, dodge my punch is coming.
Not even that. It's that it basically proves that there's an afterlife in Naruto because you pulled the soul from somewhere and they're fully conscious, can have a conversation with you about their past
Yeah, it's
events.
like either A, there's an afterlife, or B, the soul stays in your body forever, like an eternal prison of damnation.
Right. And it's just, I was like, okay, it would make more sense if it was just like a zombie body and never talked, didn't do anything. It's actually funny because I saw a meme about, I think it was actually today, maybe yesterday. I saw one of Jiraiya in the Edo Tensei just so he could come back and see Naruto's face on the Hokage wall and all that shit. I was like, oh, that would be so cool if that could happen. But I was like, oh yeah, that can't happen. Because you need their body for that. And Jiraiya's body is not being recovered. That shit sank to the bottom of the ocean. You ain't finding that.
I said the cringe thought that would be like if I was a village leader, I'd just bring all my dead back over and over again. They'd just be immortal beings with no downsides.
Overpopulation, but then they don't need to eat.
The cringe part of the thought, though, was that I was like, man, it'd be cool if Boruto did that. No, it wouldn't. It would just be a copy of the Fourth Great Ninja War. Stop. Bring back all the dead people again.
Let's not.
It'd be worth it to see Kimimaro one more time.
I have a great distaste for Boruto, man.
So,
Especially the edge lords that they're making him into.
Yeah.
It's just so cringe to me. I hate it.
yeah, I like the aura. I don't like how he got here. Like, I like how the cloak and the fit and like the scowls and stuff, but I will never agree with Ada being able to rewrite everyone's memories with her magic eyeballs. Not just the people she comes into contact with face to face. No, just everybody at once. I'll never be on board for that. It is such an ass pull to get yourself into this situation we're in now.
Naruto.
He's not organically edgy enough. It's fake edgy.
Naruto in a whole, like the whole series, is a perfect example of what happens when the story gets away from you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I saw someone
You
arguing.
watch normal Naruto, not Shippuden, the original Naruto, and then watch Boruto, they're completely two different things.
I actually have a bit of an argument, actually. I forgot who it was, but I saw someone mention it, like a reminder that the show is about ninjas and something from the 4th Great Ninja War. I'd actually argue it hasn't been about ninjas since the Forest of Death. It's the last time ninja stuff happened.
Yeah.
When Naruto learning the Rasengan was the death of the show being about ninjas. Honestly, that point
Same
onward,
with, like, Chidori, too.
Literally.
Because that thing is way too loud for a ninja.
none of them... That's where all the strategic depth dropped right out the bottom.
I think that was when Kishimoto was more like, I want to write a shonen battle series, not a ninja show anymore.
Literally. Because the Forest of Death was full of ninja shit. Like, with actual hiding and espionage and intel gathering.
Yeah, just the whole Chunin exams is it. And then it's just like... Then they took the break between the tournament in the building and the tournament outside, where Sasuke learns the Chidori, Naruto learns the summoning jutsu. And I'm just like, this isn't very ninja-y anymore. But then they kind of keep it as a mundane identity.
Yeah, but then you think of every fight after. It really just
It's just
isn't.
battle shonen.
Because the entire Sasuke retrieval arc is there's no ninja shit there.
No.
Neji versus Spider Dude.
Well, even before...
Choji versus Jirobo.
The Tsunade retrieval arc, too. There's nothing there.
No. It's a kaiju battle with a hand-to-hand fight going on the side.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because the snake versus the giant slug.
Yes, literally kaiju battle while Kabuto and Naruto fight.
Was Jiraiya there at that fight?
I think he was. Because at first Tsunade gets...
He should have been, but I honestly... I'm sitting here thinking to myself, and I cannot
I don't think
remember...
Naruto summoned the Toad, though. I don't think it was Naruto.
No, but the Toads aren't there. I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking...
It had to be Jiraiya. Jiraiya was there in the Tsunade retrieval arc. Like,
I know he was,
with them.
but I cannot picture... I'm picturing the field where Naruto uses the Rasengan on Kabuto.
That part is etched into my mind. The
when
pathetic body of one of my favorites against
when
the Rock.
the coldest scenes when Naruto catches the
the kunai and
kunai right in
grabs
his
their
hand
hand.
to save Tsunade. Tsunade crying on the thing. And I know there are Orochimaru's there doing Orochimaru things, but I cannot remember Jiraiya anywhere.
Because Tsunade got no diffed right out the gate. Had her like tendons cut off her legs and shit. Like Kabuto made quick work of her. So someone had to be there to fend off Orochimaru.
I know, right? It makes perfect sense, but I'm like... Did they just stand there and stare at each other the whole
I think
time?
it was literally a kaiju battle. I don't think those ninjas ninja'd at all in that fight. They just stood on their kaijus.
I think you're right.
I think I'm right too, but it's still so absurd from the ninja anime.
Let's see.
Tenten, why are we hiding in bushes? We're ninjas. Ninjas don't hide. Is that stalks?
Right there?
Yeah, it's like a pole.
Oh, yeah. See, there's a toad there, but...
And that horrible shot up.
Oh, yeah. So they kind of do some things, but they just probably...
No, there's the good shot.
Right here.
Oh, why haven't they done a 3-way domain expansion with the 3 Sanin? Like fan artists?
Oh, I'm sure someone has. I'm going to look it up right now.
Or the reached 120% of their potential?
I'm going to put Naruto first. I am not going to attempt to spell sun. Oh, my God. Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Domain expansion.
Yeah, see, this would be the perfect.
They know what we want.
Perfect image for it. All you have to do is write
Look how
domain.
many perfect images there are.
It's the perfect 3 thing too. But
I'm gonna put out an ask on Twitter to ask somebody to do it. Oh, look at that one!
This one here?
Literally.
I still think this one right here is the best one. Just
true, because they're already doing hand signs too.
yeah, you just need a bigger picture where you have room on top.
And just
To
like
write-
the words domain expansion.
Yeah, and each one somewhere in a speech bubble. That's it. That's all you need.
Go and using it with that one, with the cutesy dry face up one more.
Oh,
Domain expansion. Lude Dreamland.
For real. Ooh, that's a fire picture too.
But yeah, Naruto's about wizards, not ninjas.
Yes. Yeah, I can see it now. I'm like seeing all these pictures of
see the
Jiraiya.
vision.
I see Jiraiya that he was there the whole time, but in my memory,
Yeah, because they didn't
See,
really
look,
do
yeah.
anything. It was just the kaiju.
the three fight. Yeah, I kind of remember some scenes now, but at the same time, the majority of it, I just don't remember him being there. Yeah, see, this is them versus Hanzo Salamander. Pretty sure he wins this fight, and they like retreat or some shit. But at the same time, I feel like, oh yeah, that's right, because Nagato totally kills this motherfucker.
Yes.
But yeah, that's the Naruto tangent of the day.
Yeah. I just saw that on Twitter. I was just like, I really can't. It took me forever to remember the last time Naruto felt like a ninja show.
I mean, Bleach does the same thing though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no, it's still about ghosts most of the time.
It just happens that they're ghosts. Ichigo hasn't done Soul Reaper things since he went to Soul Society.
Fair. That's always been a little complaint. Well, I mean, Hueco are kinda. It's just they don't look the same anymore to befit the shonen formula of having human-sized dudes to fight.
Well, no, I mean, because you've seen like the whole thing of like the first before the Soul Society arc, that first bit.
Yeah.
He's going around killing hollows and saving like human souls.
Yeah.
You don't see a human
Oh, yeah,
soul
you definitely
again
don't see that at all.
ever again.
'Cause I was going to argue, technically, I mean, at least the Hueco arc, he's out there killing hollows.
Yes.
But yeah, he definitely hasn't done the boop your forehead thing
Yeah.
in a long time. I don't even remember what it was called. But
Oh,
I
it's
definitely knew
something.
at one point, too.
I think it's actually has an S. Starts with an S, I think. But
Oh, it'll take me forever.
I'm not even gonna try.
It's not worth it. He doesn't do it ever.
Ever.
I feel like the only reason I remember is because I actually did try rewatching the first arc of Bleach recently. It was right before I started 1,000 Year Blood War, because I was like getting myself hyped up for it.
Nice.
I wanted that nostalgia.
You still haven't even seen part 2, right?
No, I haven't. Which I plan to. It's just,
Finding the time.
yeah. It's also knowing that it's in like 4 parts. It's kind of like, I might as well wait. That's why I waited for Dune so long, too, because I know it's a 3-part fucking movie.
Is there 3 parts out already?
No, so part 2's out, but there's going to be a 3rd part. Part 2's not on streaming yet, though.
I feel like there's got to be more than that, because isn't there like 6 Dune
Yeah,
books?
there is. I do believe a different author took over at one point, though. But I don't remember if I'm thinking of a different book series or not.
I think you are.
Yeah.
I think that his name's Frank, I think, or something. Frank, I could be wrong, but I swear he was like.
I could be thinking of a different
Fully.
one. 'Cause there was another, like, fantasy series. I saw, like, a table for how to follow it that was, like, worse than any Fate one you could imagine. Like, it was crazy. I couldn't make heads or tails of what they thought they were onto. Yeah, when it comes to multi-part, I'd just rather binge all of it.
At least Black Clover is still about wizards, right?
Yes.
That's basically the same thing.
Yes.
And no.
Yeah, I mean,
My Hero.
I started to wonder why everyone could fly, and it just kind of started hitting me.
Everyone can fly in Black Clover. Huh?
Yeah, because I just saw because Ragnar was definitely in the air when he was attacking Lucius in those pages I brought up not too long ago.
Could make the argument he was just jumping, but especially the way his
big
body
old
was,
jump.
because he was like this.
Yeah.
His arms were back, and so were his
Well,
legs.
that's what I mean. It makes sense for Luck, because Luck's the lightning one, but
Oh,
Ragnar's
Luck.
the
Okay.
fire baseball guy. And he was up there with Luck, and I'm like... You can't jet feet. You're not Shinra. Like, you literally are limited to, like, the baseball thing.
One Piece is still about pirates.
It is. Hallelujah. They're consolidating their power a bit against the world government and all, but it's still pirates.
Yes.
Like, Just because it's a pirate army doesn't make it not pirates anymore. They're still on their boats. They still got them Jolly Rogers. They're still pirates. I don't know what the fuck Hunter x Hunter thinks it is. So that was actually one of my big problems with Hunter x Hunter is
it doesn't have an identity right now.
Not that. Kind of the whole Naruto thing. You spent like the whole like first arc building up what it is to be a hunter, and I feel like being a hunter was inconsequential after that completely.
Yes, and also they made it super weird too. The fact that it's like, okay, so does everyone know what hunters are or not? Is this something the general public knows?
Like, it's called Hunter x Hunter. Being a hunter is referenced a lot. There's a hunter license that you get. But no one does anything that was listed as, like, being a hunter.
Other than Jing.
Other than Jing and other than the Phantom Troop. But they don't do it in the traditional hunter way.
Are they? They didn't get a hunter license, do
they? No, they don't, did they? No. No, you're right.
I feel like they would just kill someone.
I was just thinking about getting valuables, but the same way they're not doing it how it's like...
I was going to say, because I feel like if they needed a hunter's license, they'd just kill someone with one and steal the license.
That's the thing. The hunters are supposed to be like the treasure gatherers and hunters, but the Phantom Troop literally just steal from hunters that already gathered the things for them. So no, I mean...
I also loathe the fact that it, like... I know it's just a plot hole. He added it later.
With the Nen stuff.
Covered up the Nen stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, no one knows. It's not
he
known
covered
to the
it
public.
so stupidly, though. I agree.
Because it's like, of all people, Kahlua should have known Nen. There's a 0% chance the Zodiacs don't teach Kahlua Nen from birth.
Every time I hear a YouTuber describe it in universe as if they're buying it, like they're like, and Nen is so exclusive that they have mentors around the world that gatekeep its existence and only teach the most qualified people that pass the hunter exam. I literally roll my eyes every time. I'm like, can you not hear how stupid this is?
Like, so you tell me some random person that, like, what's her name?
Kaluto? No.
Blind girl with Marilyn.
Oh, Komugi.
Yes. Tell me her who awakens to her Nen or whatever. You tell me there aren't other people that just did it themselves.
Literally, because it's like a moments of passion or moments of dedication.
And let's just like be real here.
The mob boss daughter.
Every single new character that is introduced in Hunter x Hunter, like post Greed Island, has Nen.
Yeah. Well, even Yorkview.
Yeah.
The mob boss's daughter just had the divination Nen power seemingly at birth. It makes no sense.
Oh, yeah, Krillin fucking stole that from her, too.
Yes. It also just doesn't make sense to have mentors around the world. I get it doesn't, like, not many people pass the hunter exam, but it's so impractical.
Did Krillin steal it from her or copy it? So she lost it. Yeah.
So imagine how devastating that is, too. Like, you're propped up in that whole mafia just for your divination ability, and then one day, it's just, oops, it's gone. Like, it was somewhat a curse to her, but also... probably cursed her worse to lose it.
Yeah, she probably got killed.
Probably, or at least beaten.
Or banished.
It's sad.
Because you're not even going to know why it's gone.
No.
Damn, that sucks, huh?
Because it's divination, too. It's literally going to come down to the next time she needed to use it is when she'll find out. And then she's got to think of every interaction in between to figure out where it went wrong. I love Krill, though.
That's probably... That probably might be my favorite arc of...
Thank you! Finally, I converted someone to my side!
Well, because it's not even really converted, because I just think about it, too, because, like...
It's such a tight story. Like, it doesn't take nearly as long. There's no narrator.
Small, and it's just the tension through it all. Of, like... The Phantom Troops are just such menaces the whole time. And it's just like, they're so overworldly. And then you got the Zoldycks at the end, and it's just so badass.
I think it's like
tight, wrapped up, and then you move on to the next thing. And then you go to Greed Island. I fucking love Greed Island.
I like the action in Greed Island. I hate the exposition about what cards do.
I thought it was a nice, fun side journey.
It is. It's very colorful, too. Yes. It has a very different tone.
Yeah, until he fights Bomb Guy and gets his hands blown off.
Which is such a good fight. That is
And
such
then
an
you find out
underrated fight.
that, what's his name? Volleyball guy is a fucking murderer, and so
Yes,
it's his whole volleyball team.
The fucking dodgeball match.
Yes, sorry, dodgeball.
No, it's okay. But that was so good.
Yes.
The
I
only
love
part
him.
of Greed
Razor.
Island I hate, yes. The only part of Greed Island I hate is the one moment. It's literally just one moment where it's Team Gon trying to wear out Team Genthru's teleport cards. So they're like, we teleport here, we're teleported to you, we teleport back, and they just do that for like 5 minutes, and I'm sitting here just like, oh. It's the only part of Greed Island I don't like.
I think that the Ant arc has some seriously high points. Meruem himself is just amazing, and I actually
And the fights are just good. I like
love
Shiapoof.
all of the interactions of Koumi and Meruem. I just love all of
I like
those
a lot of the interactions. That the worker one that kind of finds his humanity again, the worker ant guy.
Yes.
I like him. Cheeto, I like his arc. I don't like Cheeto like as a character, but I like his stupidity
I love
arc.
how he dies.
I like
should
his
probably look
stupid
behind
men
you.
abilities.
I'm not gonna fall for that. Okay. And then he dies. Again, by the
Shiapoof,
Zelda.
Neferpito. But the whole arc is dragged down by the pace.
I was gonna say literally by the narrator.
That's the part I think
As-
drags down that
As
pace.
soon as they jump into, I saw what was happening. I was like, okay. I was like audibly upset.
Every time it flashed back to them climbing the staircase.
Because my wife, I mean, we weren't married at the time. This is a long time ago. I was watching it. Because I caught up to Hunter 2011, I think maybe a month or two after it finished, Aaron.
Oh, shit.
Like, either that or I had like 1 or 2 episodes that I had to wait for. Or something. It was like, I think it was while I was watching it is when it finished. To be real. But like, she was playing, like, this is when we were dating and, you know, we were living together, but she was just on her computer and I was watching the anime, but I was like audibly angry at the narration. Like, I thought, like, because, you know, they come in, right? And it's like, they go through that warp gate or whatever.
0.5 seconds has passed since entering the building.
And that, from when they entered the building to they get to the top of the stairs past Loopy, is like 3 episodes.
And they go back to that moment, too, to describe how other characters branched off from that moment.
Yes.
So anytime it goes back to the staircase, it's like, no!
It's just...
It slows everything
loses
down.
so many points for that.
Even things away from that moment, it just slows it down. I think of Nav going through the mansion because he has to constantly describe how Nav is feeling, and then suddenly there's an overwhelming energy. Like, you could show me all of this. I'm watching the show.
And also, like, people always like to hype the Ant arc up as like one of the best shonen arcs, and I'm just like, it's just not.
It's
I'm sorry.
It's really good.
It's good, but I would put it at like a 7 out of 10. Because what people get there, because people forget how long the Ant arc is and how much the beginning sucks.
I disagree. I like the beginning.
I mean, there's points at the beginning,
Because the
like,
beginning's before it gets slow, too. Because it gets slow after Kite dies.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff with Kite too when they're just kind of walking around with the bullshit normal ants.
No,
It's
I
just
like the
whatever.
bullshit normally. It's because it was like Kite like teaching them like it's kill or be killed out here.
Yes. Okay.
The
So
part that
it's
sucks-
it's enjoyable, but it's not. Oh my god, this is amazing. It's just it's good watching.
No, here's my point where I think it really divulges into being bad. Is after Kite dies, and Gon and Kahlua have to leave the zone to go to a little training arc with that chick, Knuckle, and Shoot.
Yes.
That was agony. Because it's literally like you're in the goal, the bad guy just took your friend, and you're literally leaving for a training arc to go back in later. It's like,
So I mean,
didn't care.
maybe it would have been better to read it in the manga because you wouldn't have
No.
Or is the page? Or is
It
the
probably
narration
wouldn't.
worse?
I can't imagine that it'd be better. After having read Togashi's writing, there's no way it's better in the manga. It's probably, if anything, the narration was probably 1-to-1 with the manga, I would assume. I think that's the problem. Because you have to describe some of those feelings in a manga format. You don't in anime.
No.
You could just show me. Yorknu, on the other hand, though. Mwah.
Yes.
I like how much Yorknu doesn't feel like a typical shonen arc, because it's not just like, I fight this guy, I fight that guy. Like, two of my favorite scenes, the one I always cite is when Kahlua breaks Pakunoda's arms when they shut the lights off and kidnap Crollo. But that one aside, the other favorite scene is when they're walking through the streets and they feel themselves being watched by the spiders. And that's when I don't remember exactly how it goes, but I remember Gon and Kahlua end up in the building, and then Nobunaga and Pakunoda just show up there, and they're like, oh shit. Yeah. And that's when Kahlua tries bouncing around the walls. And those scenes were just so, the tension as they're walking through and knowing they're being watched, to them showing up and being like so much faster and more powerful. That was like, I ate that shit up. And then they're just kidnapped and brought to the spider hideout.
Yeah, and it's great. Fucking Yorknu is amazing, and it's good start to finish. Is the thing. There's no real massive downside. Like there's small things you could say here and there that are just like kind of slow here or boring here. Like,
I'd say the only real downside is it didn't. And I hate to say this after talking about how not typical it is and how great that is. It didn't end in fighting Crollo.
No.
But at the same time, if it did,
it's mad funny when you see his Hisoka's face.
That makes it worth it.
Yeah.
It absolutely does. And the scene that I also think makes it worth it is Pakunoda literally sacrificing her life to tell the rest of the spiders what happened in that moment. Like when she shoots the knowledge into them and just dies. That's a pretty powerful scene. Like, you don't get that much of a connection to Pakunoda, but that's still such a big dick thing to do, to sacrifice your life just to catch everyone up on the situation. It's a girl, but she's got a big throbbing phantom dick.
And it's just like people hype up the high moments of the Ant arc, which there are some seriously high highs.
And there's some good writing in there, too. Because
absolutely.
Shia Poof, I think, is very underrated as a villain.
Loopy and fucking Knuckles, fucking, like, relationship they have, that weird, like, admiration they feel for each other towards the end of that fight is nice. And everything Netero and Meruem is just
everything Meruem in
fire.
General. Because Merum's the only, like, real emotional beat besides, like, going berserk.
And I still have problems with that. I mean, it's just, I like it because it's badass and super cool and awesome, but I don't like ass pull powers. Like,
I still think it's an ass pull.
There's no one else that, I'm going to pull my power from the future and put it into me
and then
now.
Die.
Yeah, but it's like, no.
That's why they don't do it.
Yeah, it's just like, but then
also.
There's
sufficient consequences. He's literally out of the manga for like forever. 70 chapters. Like,
forever. He still isn't it.
Yeah. So I don't think it's that much of an ass pull, especially because it was just for Pito, too. It's not like he suddenly got that power to beat Meruem.
Which I don't think he would anyway.
He wouldn't. But that would be an ass pull to me. If, like, suddenly he has the power to end the entire conflict of the arc. But no, it's like, I got angry against the one person who made me angry and threw it all away just for spite.
People run to the hills with that because Pito says that his fangs might reach.
As not slay, not slit the throat of. His fangs might reach. Not even penetrate. She didn't say even penetrate. Just reach him.
There is no character in all of Hunter x Hunter that matches Meruem in just, like, raw physicality.
None that we've seen.
Yes. Because I'm sure
the only person on my mind that I'm even going to question whether or not it's even possible is beyond Netero, but we've seen nothing. Literally nothing. We just heard he's stronger than Netero. I mean, it's his fucking name. And that he's been back from the Dark Continent. That's the only part that even makes me bring up his name.
Stronger than Prime Netero or End Netero, too?
He's beyond Netero. The worst name I've ever seen in Shonen ever.
Yeah. I'm sure there's worse out there somewhere.
I'm sure there is too, but that's the worst I've seen.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be emblematic of Netero being such like a straightforward dude, but that doesn't make me hate it less.
Well, because
If I was beyond Netero, I would have gotten a legal name change.
and like we've said this too, just imagine what would have happened if fucking Meruem did pull out a fucking Nen ability.
Oh,
If he
yeah,
had
it would
time
have
to
been
learn.
fucked.
He's most. I want to say he's just an enhancer,
Oh,
but he could also
I
totally
think
be
he's
a
a specialist. I'm really glad this came up again. I've totally forgot again already, but I did hear the scene again or I heard a YouTuber describe it. What Hisoka's personality quiz on like what personality relates to each power. And I remember when I heard that again, I was like, Meruem is a specialist, but I totally forgot. The only thing I remember is that specialists are specifically very charismatic, which is wild because Kurapika's not.
Kurapika's a specialist,
I mean, when he has the scarlet eyes on, he is technically.
and that's just not charismatic. He's just like, I'm angry.
Maybe that's the part that gets around is it's because the scarlet eyes instead. Because otherwise, he's a conjurer. He
Yes, because it makes the chains.
Yeah.
Clue is an emitter. Goes
Tran-
and enhance.
nope.
No, transmuter.
Yeah, because he changes his aura to.
Because
something
that
else.
was the other one, right? Because those are all of them: enhancer, transmuter, emitter, conjurer, specialist. I said
5 or 6. There's 6. Enhancer, transmuter, conjurer, emitter, specialist, manipulator. Shaldark.
Isn't Leporio also? Teleport punch.
Yes,
Luorio.
Luorio, emitter.
Luorio. Okay.
Which is weird to me, but yeah. I guess you are technically emitting your fist to another location, but it's such like a...
That means that fucking Jing has to be a specialist too, because he copied, after seeing it just once, he copied Luorio's.
Literally once, after getting hit with it once. Because he was on the receiving end.
Something we'll probably never see is
Plus,
what
Jing's
Jing,
charismatic.
and no matter what we... Unfortunately, something we'll probably never see is what Jing can do.
Yeah.
The way Hunter x Hunter's going.
Mm-hmm.
Because he gets hyped up as one of the strongest dudes too.
He gets hyped up as like the strongest dude.
Togashi, just let someone draw it for you.
Literally, just please hand it down. I don't want it to end. I genuinely don't. I think it should for Togashi's health if he's not going to hand it down. But I would prefer he hand it down.
Last fucking arc. Is whatever this Dark Continent story he's building up to should be the last arc. I don't think you should go further than whatever happens on the Dark Continent.
Just like Tatsuki Fujimoto, it's very clear Togashi wants to just write. The man does not want to sit down and draw anymore. Just let him write out the plot beats and have someone else draw it. Please.
Well, what did...
Tatsuki Fujimoto literally admitted to not wanting to draw anymore. Which is the saddest
what
thing.
else has he done other than fucking... Chainsaw Man?
I mean, 2 one-shots and Fire Punch.
How long is Fire Punch?
Oh, God. 9 volumes? Maybe a little less. It was also about Chainsaw Man length, like part 1, I would say.
Because, I mean, Togashi has a weight. I mean, dude, Hunter x Hunter, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, he's been
whatever
at it for
other
a
one-shots
time.
he's done. Collabs he's done.
Then we also have to drop out the years he was on hiatus as part of that. But that came because of health problems. That from the rest.
You know it ain't money because fucking Sailor Moon over here.
Yeah.
She makes way more money than he does.
Yeah. Easily.
Way more money. That in merch alone. He probably has it in manga sales.
No, I bet.
But Sailor Moon merchandise, dude.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way she doesn't have a deal in that. And she's fucking getting cake from that. Or, well, bread in this cake.
Yes.
But she's got to be racking in the dough.
Though they can't scoff at how much Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho probably still brings in for them, too.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
know,
not Sailor Moon money. Yeah,
No,
I'm not
no.
even beginning to say it is. They have a very healthy income for both of them, I imagine.
Oh, I bet. How would you...
Net worth? Makika.
No, I was gonna do like. Oop, that's one button. Like, how much has like Sailor Moon made?
I had the shock of death. Did you see one of those fucking autocorrects? It was Sailor Moon Netflix movie.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, I almost threw up.
$14 billion.
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter doesn't dream of that.
It was the shoujo to really start the shoujo boom. If there was a shoujo boom. I'm sure there was, though.
$30 million.
Oh my god. Well, Yu Yu Hakusho that now.
Yes.
Because at least for merchandise-wise, I feel like Yu Yu Hakusho would do better. It's much more iconic-looking characters.
It's the same, 30 million.
Wow. Oh, because it's Togashi's net worth. So that was his combined net worth. Oh my god.
So his net worth is 30 million. What's her name?
Oh, I have no clue.
Sailor Moon.
Naoko Takeuchi. I read that. I didn't know that for the audience. Net worth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I see what you're doing now. I see your game.
Where is her name
Right
that I can... There it is, so I can copy and paste. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see how much... Really?
That's not the answer. It's not. Oh, I guess maybe
50.
50. Oh, it's Togashi.
Oh, it is. Huh. Maybe she's just like,
Is she
yeah,
got a worse deal, maybe?
there's no way that she's 10 million.
Yeah, maybe she got a really bad deal.
Maybe. I mean, you would think that she would fucking... Well, you actually got to think about it, though. Actually, maybe because Oda is the highest net worth of any manga.
Well, yeah. He's been doing it the longest and to the most success.
And his is 230.
Put a fucking
million.
comma in your numbers.
Yeah, dude, the
Christ's
zeros.
sake, what the fuck is
The
that?
fucking zeros.
I'm insulted. Is that 28 million? I can hardly tell. The zeros all blend together.
280 million. He earns about 3 billion yen per year, which is equivalent to 25 million a year. His daily earnings would be 71,500 US dollars. Weekly earnings 500,000, and his monthly earnings 2.1 mil.
Damn.
So yeah, maybe she did get a bad, or maybe she's just not involved in the merchandise of Sailor Moon at all.
Yeah, because they're probably destroying it. Merchandise is
Well,
the highest income earner for properties like any
Yeah, I mean,
property.
especially so she's definitely getting robbed if her net worth is anywhere from 10 to 30 million, but Sailor Moon as a franchise's net worth is 14
yeah,
billion.
she got screwed.
That's unfortunate.
Big sad.
But that's the same thing with like artists, musicians. They're
Oh,
the same way.
especially these days.
That's why Prince was so rich. You know what I mean? Because he had his own record label. So everything all of what his albums made went straight to him. You know what I mean? It didn't go to like a record label or some big wig.
Great, some of that's going to go back into production, but they're not shaving off of your
cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And that also means you have ultimate control of how much to produce, how much is the demand. Like, you control your own expenses.
So the rapper, I don't listen to him. What's his name?
Tom McDonald.
Yes, he's the same way because I saw like a YouTube short of him saying how he packages and ships all of his own copies of his album. So
Signs them too.
So that means on his end too, he doesn't need to pay anybody else. So any money he makes goes directly to him.
Yeah, besides whoever's actually producing the CD, like not producing,
Now,
but like manufacturing the CDs.
Yes, so on his side of things, though, I don't know how popular or not popular he is, but having a big record label means that you have like way more access to advertising.
I don't know how popular or not popular is either, but I would use the word infamous.
Tom
Yeah.
McDonald. I know he says a lot of crazy stuff, or sings about a lot of crazy stuff, but again, I'm not in that sphere,
Yeah.
so
I used to be, but it's barely even want to talk about it. It's just,
it's just not worth it.
I just got tired of hearing what's essentially the same idea through every song. Like, I didn't even mind his messages. It's just the fact that I'm getting the same message every time.
So he doesn't like switch it up.
No,
each song's basically
it's literally the same grift every time. I'm just like, please, I've heard you do good songs. Just anything else, please. Something to nibble on. But instead, I'll never be able to think of him without thinking of this anymore. He had Ben Shapiro featured on one of his songs.
Did he fucking really?
It's so bad.
I can imagine that
I'm
being
tearing
so
up.
bad.
It's so bad.
That's like a very
That's
poor
like putting a
business.
death. Yeah, it's literally
That's
a bad business
That's a
decision.
bad business decision.
Oh man. Especially when Ben is on record so many times saying that rap isn't music. In no more complicated words. Literally, rap is not music.
Quote from Ben Shapiro.
Literally quote from Ben Shapiro. Oh, getting misty-eyed again thinking about it. I thought it was AI at first when I heard it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
It's forever entangled in his identity to me now. I'll never think of him again without thinking of those Ben Shapiro bars.
Who do you think wrote them?
I think, absolutely Tom McDonald. Absolutely.
I wish it was something about a wet ass pussy. That's how, that he made Ben Shapiro sing. Oh, the memes.
Oh.
But anyway. So did you read that Kagurabachi?
I did read that Kagurabachi.
So Cloud Gouger is still broken.
Yep.
I didn't really notice it last chapter because it was still sheathed, right? I don't think it showed.
Yeah.
But this time it's clearly still and broken to where it's going to be forever broken soon. He says you get a few more uses
Before it's tapped out.
Before it's tapped out. I loved the beginning of the chapter though when they
I
were
was just about to say it. Them investigating
and just like brainstorming, just sitting there at the park brainstorming about where
the space could be, how the door works.
what's the door, what's the significance of it. So it's obviously like a back
why is there a door
into it.
despite everyone teleporting in and out?
I mean, it's obvious at this point that it is 100% a backdoor in, like a failsafe,
Yeah.
in case one of the heads does die.
Yeah, especially with him, like, specifically being like, they figured it out. Or he figured it out.
So, I wonder what they're going to do here, because they were talking about it. If they're going to try the ceremony to rip it away from him and give it to, is it Hakuri?
Yes.
Was it Hakuri?
Yes, perfect.
I was thinking, like, it is the same as Hakuri.
It's one letter different, but it's, of course, the letter that sounds the most like it.
And give it to him, or they're just going to find the back door and use that.
Yeah, because also, when I hear ceremony, I think they're kind of understating how much autonomy the head of the Sazanami clan might need. Like, a ceremony isn't always just, we do things around you. Like, they might have to do something, too.
Yeah, like he
You
might
don't know
have
what the
to
steps are.
Yeah, give. I love
Ceremony's a wide range of actions here.
Yes.
I love when this fucking background goes black.
Yeah, so good. The art is just fire.
Always. Just blasting through people. Oh, I loved that moment too. Him throwing it up as a distraction, then coming in like he always does.
And then
I don't remember their name. Flamebone. I'm gonna call
Yeah,
them.
just come out of nowhere to like.
Yo, just a yo. I love that.
Supposedly, they're the strongest, right?
Of the Kamunabi. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, we haven't really seen entirely what they can do because they were restricted last time.
Yeah.
It is a she, right? I thought we got that.
I can barely tell. I thought it was too.
I thought like when they talked about someone dropped that, but I mean it's whatever.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be used more as a distraction. Be like, we're going to use you as a distraction, even though you're trying to get to us. Because I mean, they're going to fucking put a monkey wrench in a lot of shit right now.
Because honestly, the Kamunabi have nothing left to want from Chihiro, unless he's going to press him for Cloud Gouger.
Yeah.
Because they were only after him because he had N10. And
Which is still bullshit.
They just want him to hand it over.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit, yeah.
The state trying to seize power.
Yes.
Literally all it is. But, I mean...
The hand-me-down from his dad, though, that's sad shit. That's some down bad shit.
Yeah. I mean, because like we said, too, like he has the rights to all of those swords.
Yes, but especially the 7th. Like,
yeah, and 10.
The one given directly to him and no one else.
And then it's just like, again, if you trusted Rokuhira with all of the 7, or did he steal them away? You know, we don't know the circumstances of how he
did
had...
leave the Kamunabi, it seems, so...
Yeah, so it's like, did Rokuhira steal the swords back? But, I mean, that's an intense...
I bet he might have, though. Like, if the state
if
really wanted them that bad.
Or maybe all of the swordsmen willingly gave it back to him and he just disappeared with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
maybe they're like, we're done with the war. We don't need these horrible, horrible, monstrous weapons.
But then that's the thing, because we don't know anything about the 6 users.
Except for the one Shinuichi guy looks miserable, but
Yes.
There could be so many reasons.
Because the problem is, so again, this is a fantasy story. The author can do what he wants. But in like our world, you don't get a sword like that and then just give it back.
No.
You know what I mean?
They'll keep it as a deterrent at the very least.
It's just like
It'd be the nuke to us.
The old adage, you know, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Again, painful plan, too.
Yeah, you
wield a weapon of mass destruction over people to enforce a peace.
Yeah, you basically just got handed a nuke that you carry around on your hip.
Yeah.
That only you can use as long as you're alive, you know what I mean? Someone has to kill you to be able to use it. So would you really just give that to somebody? Probably.
He probably ran away with it.
Especially 6 people all give it back. Some of them are going to want to keep it.
Even if it's not for the state, they're going to want to keep it for themselves.
I could buy, like, 1 or 2, maybe 3 of them being like, yeah, okay, you can take this back, but all 6 of them...
One of them probably being like, please take it back. The horrors.
Because the only one we know is Cloud Gouger's previous owner was the only one that died.
Yeah.
Right? Because Cloud Gouger is the only one
all the
usable.
other ones they said is unusable.
Yes. I want to know what the Shinichi can do, if that one's supposed to be the most powerful. Because, like, if they're all... Well, I can't say elemental based, because we've really only seen lightning and then whatever the fuck.
And just kind of, like, enhancing, yeah. Like
shadow stuff.
They might get into, like, JoJo Stan's powers, because all of them might not have 3 modes. Like, one might just have, like, 1 strong power.
Yeah.
Like some JoJo Stan shit.
Yeah. I mean, again, he can do basically whatever he wants, because it's basically just...
Swords with magic.
Yeah, it's just a magic system that we've already seen some crazy stuff. Like, Mr. Shiba seems to be able to just teleport for free.
Whenever, wherever.
Whenever, wherever he wants, without, like, over vast distances, back and forth, too. So, I mean, he's like... That's broken, dude.
Yeah,
that's like
without
so strong.
fear of any Nightcrawler-esque problems.
Right? So, I mean, he did it this arc. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, doing it into the car? Yeah.
Because he grabbed the kid that Chihiro saved, he teleported into the car, left the kid there, and teleported back.
What's the crazy thing to me is, like, that's such a small space to teleport into. You clearly aren't worried about, like, the same problems Nightcrawler has, where he has to, like, perfectly envision it, or he fears phasing into a rock or something.
I thought too he had to be able to see where he was teleporting.
Well, that's kind of why.
Well, that's where it started, right? Because he would never want to phase through a wall because he was afraid of getting stuck.
So he always wanted something where he can actually envision like the free space.
Because like Mr. Shiba could easily just teleport it on top of or inside of somebody that was sitting in that seat in the car. Yeah, gross.
But clearly not.
Yeah. But anyway, so there's some good stuff going on. And I love how calm this dude is, though, the leader of this house, this family.
So let's keep going.
Yeah, he's just like...
It's going to drive up the price of N10 even more.
If I kill you, yeah. He's just like... Nothing bothers this guy. Especially because, I mean, you should have gotten that idea immediately. He walked in and they were sitting in his room and he's just like...
let me just get
how you doing?
Properly.
And then they're fighting outside and he's like, yes, let me
sit down.
Sit in this bench and drink my coffee/tea or whatever it was. Dude's a G.
Hell yeah.
Probably going to die by the end of this arc, I would assume. Maybe not, but I don't think...
All depends how it goes down.
I don't think... He takes it very well if Chihiro takes both of the swords.
True.
And whoever the girl is the sister of the kid that came in.
Yeah.
So he's taken 3 things out of this auction house minimum. With the possibility of either stealing the entire auction house and giving it to Hakuri or destroying the auction house. Like the storage room, rather.
And I think Chihiro would leave him alive, but I don't think he's going to let Chihiro leave him alive.
Yes. You're not going to give him the choice.
No.
Because he's going to be an enemy that would chase Chihiro. You know what I mean? He's not going to stop. He's not going to be like, I got away. Shucks. I guess I have to do my own thing. No, he's going to come for him. You know? That's not something he's going to let slide.
No.
This whole empire would have been completely devastated by the end of this arc, assuming things go the way shonen tropes would dictate that they would go.
I also wonder, again, someone gave Sojo Cloud Gouger, presumably to like flesh out whoever might be like hunting them. I wonder if they're at the auction then, just to see if something happens.
Yeah, because
they're the seller technically.
Yeah, whatever organization that attacked and killed Rokuhira
still haven't gotten even a touch of that.
Yeah, we
so
don't
I wonder
even
if
know.
Someone in the auction house would be with them just to further investigate who like broke Cloud Gouger.
It's still wild to me though, because it's like of all of them putting up this Sunichi.
I know the one that's supposed to hyped up.
You'd think that would be the one that would keep safeguard.
That makes you wonder, maybe they did have a specific function they wanted. Like maybe there was one specific sword that does a specific thing they needed it for.
Yeah.
Like Shinichi's the most powerful, but maybe that's not. Maybe there's one that opens up a gate they need somewhere or something.
Yeah,
or
something specific. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to, because we haven't even seen silhouettes of these people.
No.
We just have heard Mr. Shiba mention.
And seen a symbol on a hand.
Yeah. That's it. That's all we got. Isn't it? I don't even remember what the symbol looks like.
I don't even remember what they're called.
Neither do I. We'll remember when it's mentioned again.
They'll say it. They'll tell me.
It'll come back around.
But I would bet at least one person representing them is somewhere in there, just to like again further investigate.
I would agree with that. Homina.
It is very interesting that they were willing to just completely part with Cloud Gouger outright, and then are selling off the most powerful one.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't take those swords from him for money. I won't believe that.
Neither do I. I mean, there's other ways to easier and less target placing aspects to make money. You know what I mean? You make yourself an enemy of the state by stealing the strongest weapons that they have.
And they're all useless. I almost...
Except Cloud Gadget, which is the one they gave away.
Yeah, that's still crazy. So again, I'd willing to bet that there's one among them they especially wanted. They're kind of like waiting for their like either the way to do it or an opportunity to kill its original owner.
Mm-hmm. Unless they had planned to do that, but then the Kabunari act too quickly to, store away these people to not be murdered. But you would think that if you were planning to invade a blacksmith's house and steal the swords, unless...
They might not have even known about the contract part of it until they got the swords themselves and they just don't do anything.
Unless Rogahira is just that much of a hidden badass that they're like, we need all of us to take him out to get the swords. And we can't risk murdering all the people first and then go and get the swords. Because then it's like, do we murder the people, then get the risk the swords being stored away? Or do we get the swords... and then risk the people getting... Because I would say...
the people will die eventually.
Yeah, I was going to say, because then the organization...
But Rokahiro could keep running forever.
Yes. And the swords could get hidden forever.
Yeah, he just starts burying them along the way. You'll never find them.
Yeah. Dude buries the sword in the middle of the woods. No one's finding that thing.
Throw another one in the river.
Oh, I'm on a boat from fucking Japan to Hawaii. Pacific Ocean. Oh, Mariana's Trench. Goodbye.
Gone.
You ain't no way you're getting that.
Shinuichi, bye. So I'd bet they just didn't even know about the contracts. You gotta think the first time they were used is in the war. So anything they learned about the contracts would have been right after the war, too. So they might have not even been privy to that information. It could have been something they kept to the state because technically all those people were soldiers. Mm-hmm. So it takes Owen leaking that information for the mages to know.
True.
At least that's where I put my bets.
But again, maybe answers will come because so far
we know nothing.
Kagurabachi has been doing pretty good with giving us bits of information, unlike other series that we cover on this podcast.
But also understating it just enough, unlike other series that we cover on this podcast.
Well, you get at least some mysteries. What was this? Chapter 20?
Yeah,
21?
8.
Oh, wow. Oh, Jesus. I always underestimate how many chapters of Kagurabachi there are.
They all go so fast.
Because Kagurabachi hasn't missed a week, right? Other than when
I think they took one break, I think.
Well, was it when
Or was
Jump?
that just DandaDan?
Or was that Jump that was on a break?
It might have been just Jump that was on a break, actually, now that you mention it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Speaking of DandaDan.
DandaDan.
And Yuki Nobutatsu shown once again his superiority in artwork.
It's so true. Every page.
Dude, how does this guy draw this shit in a week? You could give me a year and I wouldn't be able to have drawn this.
Yeah, we got 2 double page spreads again, too.
Yes.
On top of that really banging first page. You got this guy right here doing the Shawn Michaels Sweet Chin music.
I took a picture. That was the first one. I was just like, this guy, man. That wasn't even my favorite part of that double page spread. This guy is. The muscle guy at the bottom. Man. Yeah. Just looks like he's punching with lightning, too. All of them look
Drop
like they just...
kick.
And then these guys up here doing fucking Buddha palm shit.
Drop kick.
Yeah. Just these guys are just going in. Just fucking shit up.
So all the gang comes in to Jumanji to give them backup.
Not what I was expecting. When I saw the motorcycle smack up, I was like, oh shit. Is that Okuran? Nope. It's these guys.
Everyone else.
It's Zuma's gang.
An motherfucking army of them.
For real. They just jumped in there. I love Momo's face right here, or just her posture. I love them. So confused.
I love the motorcyclists with archers on the back shooting while they're motorcycling.
These guys it's where she say it? Momo says, "Oh, you people are out of control," because they really are. They're just psychos, just running head
jumping up on the elephant dude while blasting its face.
It was so good. But then this page started it when Zuma and Momo run into the castle. First off, the front-facing castle detail up here is just so intense.
Look how small these bricks are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're so tight. It's literally I'd even say less than a third of the page, and you fit in these tiny, tiny bricks.
So it's like I go back because I don't know how manga is drawn. Yeah, that canvas has to be massive.
Oh,
and
it
then
has
they
to be.
scan it into a computer and shrink it down for the page. It
That's
has
how
to be.
I thought it worked, but just like you, I don't truly know. And then the fucking interior.
That's what I was gonna say next.
Oh.
The interior, but then you flip the page, the first interior, then you flip the page to the next. Well, it's a half full page spread, not double page, with the diamond.
Yes, and that stealing.
It's just like
Every
The
inch of it
detail.
has detail on it. Like, every inch of the wall is scrawled with some sort of letter.
there's a pen mark on everything other than the floor.
Divots on the ceiling above the doors.
It's just beautiful. But then it's just beautiful. It's like, and then you like scroll in on the walls, but also if you zoom in on the walls, I assume that's kanji. I can't really tell, but it looks like there's writing on the entirety of the walls on the inside, like going all the way. Well, not all the way up to the ceiling, but on like next to all of the archways that are in there.
Really damn close all the way to the ceiling.
I assume that's kanji. I'm just gonna guess.
It's definitely writing.
Yeah, of some kind. Whether it's just be like made up script of in universe, or it's like maybe
It's in all of these panels too. Anytime you see the walls behind them, there's still the script there, which is just insane amounts of work.
for real.
And then with the diamond itself, the crystal they have to destroy. Look at this fucking thing.
Yeah,
It's weaved. It's woven.
it's woven with like seals on it, which in hindsight of before we get to the next page screams I'm sealing away something.
It does.
And then they're like,
At least Momo had the right mind to be like, I'm gonna investigate before Zuma's like, nah, smash.
yeah, she's like, hang on a second, talismans, hey, get back, I'm gonna smash it. Time to smash up this whole ass crazy world. Nope.
Literally, as they cut it in half, Okarun running up, telling them to run away.
Yeah,
With
definitely.
Turbo Granny.
Yeah, with Turbo Granny. Definitely boss battle incoming.
Yeah.
But finally, my boy is here.
Yes! He came.
I missed him.
Same. The next chapter's probably going to be wild.
Well, I mean, every chapter at DandaDan's wild, so.
It's so true. The goat.
The goat!
The goat!
I can't wait for the anime, dude.
Oh, me too. It's so far away, though.
October.
Yeah.
I can wait. Summer's only just beginning. I don't want it to be winter again.
No.
I'm good with that. But,
Timmy's banging.
ugh. So good. I don't know what else is coming in the fall season, but I hope this brings more people into the glory of DandaDan. That's what I really just hope for, because it's going to. There's going to be a group of people. I don't know how large the group is going
Yes,
to be.
but there will be people onboarded.
Like, I don't know if it's going to be to the same levels that fucking Blue Lock got from its anime.
Those nastiness. That was crazy.
Well, because the three notable ones over the last couple of years was, one, Demon Slayer skyrocketed their sales after that season one, and then JJK the next year,
Yep.
and then Blue Lock. You know, so anime has been doing its job, which is literally to boost manga sales. That's what the anime is for. You know, because Blu-ray,
Oshinoko also blew up off
Yes.
this anime, too.
because like Blu-ray sales is just ass these days. It's
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how anime makes money.
I don't know anyone with a Blu-ray player that isn't a console.
Same. Do they even make them anymore?
I haven't seen one. I have no clue.
Right? So I don't know where. I mean, maybe people in Japan still buy DVD Blu-ray sales, because
I bet they do, because I hear a lot of talk about when the Blu-ray releases. I just don't know.
Because
who's
I know,
buying.
like for instance, censorship the on-air TV, like, you know, like blood and gore and even, like, some nudity with, like, the sun rays and stuff, a lot of that isn't on the Blu-ray.
And
the censorship is removed.
And JJK taught me a lot about anti-seizure measures that they do in animation too, like the blurry frames, which is what they call ghosting, where they like superimpose what happened like 2 frames ago over the image that's currently happening, so it gives it more of like a foggy effect going over it, and it's supposed to help with like epilepsy.
Is that not on Blu-rays?
No.
What you're saying? Okay. And then also, like, for instance, the JJK stuff is
updated too.
Updated on.
They updated the drawings, added content, like straight up added content.
Yeah. And then you get some like bonus feature stuff, I'm sure, on Blu-rays too that you don't get.
So the market's definitely there, at least in Japan. I just don't see it here in America ever.
That hasn't. See, the problem with Blu-rays in my mind is the same problem that we had with DVDs and fucking CDs and manga. It's like finding room for it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And digital completely outdating buying singular things.
Yes.
I have a subscription that we read. How many mangas have we talked about today? All of them have been through Jump subscription.
Yeah. Exactly.
Imagine how much less manga we'd have to talk about if we had to buy each individual volume as the volumes came out.
None, because I don't buy volumes.
Literally.
Though I did go to Barnes & Noble yesterday. Just because me and my son we were going out. We went to Target, and then we went to grocery shopping. And when I was driving away, I saw... I haven't been to Barnes & Noble in forever, but I saw it there. We were sitting at a red light, and it was literally like I was like going to turn onto the main road. But then, like, if I went straight, Barnes & Noble was in the plaza across the street. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's just go check it out. And they had a huge wall of manga. So I was just looking through stuff. And Chainsaw Man is further along in their manga volumes than I thought they would be.
I think they're at like 17, 18 now.
But, like, the stuff that was in it, or no, was it... Because I saw JJK volume was there, too. I forget which the newest one I was looking at, though. Oh, it was Maki versus the with the sumo
man.
But it wasn't that part. It was when she got out of the sumo thing.
And went back to fighting Naoya.
Yes, and then because the Chainsaw Man volume I saw had Famine on the cover.
Oh yeah.
And
that's such a good cover too. I love that one.
It was the time. It was when Nayuta walks in when War took over to kiss Denji, and then she deleted
you.
Yes,
weeb.
That was just the volume we saw, and my son was just walking around
I want to say
shit off the walls, dude. He knocked over like 4 books. Thankfully, no one was around, and he didn't damage them.
I think the Famine cover was 14.
Vinland Saga has some deluxe volumes that were there, though.
Ooh.
I was like, oh, these are nice. Hardcover.
Tempting.
Yeah.
Let's see, they usually put them down here. No, I'm wrong.
Well, because I just wanted to look around and just see if there were... Because, you know, that's how you find new manga sometimes. You just, like... Because not everything's on the Shonen app, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff that's just not there. That you would just not really find unless someone...
20th Century Boys.
Yeah. Whether it had a big name or if someone shared like a screen cap of it and you saw
one shots too.
Yeah. There's actually a one shot that I put in my continue reading that like the cover really is what drew me into it. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool artwork. And then I read the description. I was like, I mean, it's another assassin stuff, but or was it? No, it's just a special one shot from the creator of Assassination Classroom, the F. Ken. You seen this one?
No.
But I don't know.
My goddamn mind, though. Fucking.
Huh?
My mind just immediately went to fucking.
Oh, F. Ken? Yeah, fucking. I have no idea what it's about. I just saw the artwork. I was like, oh, it's only 45 pages. It's a one shot. So I was like, whatever. We'll see what it is. I saw that on the first few pages, something about Kendo. So I was like, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I own like 3 one-shots that I still need to read.
I still want to read the Fujimoto's one with the girl that looks just like Asa.
Yes.
Goodbye, Eri.
Yes, that's the one I own.
Nice.
I'm saying I lucked out because they're making a movie adaptation of his other one shot. So I'm like, yes, I bought the right one. I could watch the anime for Look Back and then read Goodbye Eri.
And he made Fire Punch as the other one?
Yes, and Fire Punch is his other series because that one isn't a one shot. Fire Punch is wild though. I've described it before. That's the one where the guy, like literally the first chapter, the only chapter I've read so far, Agni regenerates and he starts chopping off his limbs to feed his village with his limbs.
And then they assumedly grow back?
Yeah.
I hope so, for his sake.
Also, I know so many weird random anecdotes about that.
Is that the same one where at the end helicopters come in and just blow up the whole village?
No,
What
that's
is that?
Yomi no Tsugai, the Full Metal Alchemist author. No, but I do know the end of Fire Punch. The final boss is a transsexual who wants to, like, I don't know if they want to end the world or control the world or something, but they were doing whatever they were doing so they could see the next Star Wars movie.
Which was the next Star Wars?
I don't know. I think it was after Force Awakens, I want to say. But it could have been even before that. So maybe it was like...
Well, because did they mention which Star Wars movie
No,
he
just
wants to
another
see?
Star Wars.
He's going to be very disappointed if that movie is The Last Jedi.
It's so like conflicting in my mind because this is the same manga where I saw a dude being like, "Look at these dogs! Aren't these dogs cute? You're gonna fuck these dogs."
What the fuck?
I know, it's so random.
That's from Fire Punch?
Yeah. Fire Punch dogs.
A lot of things Google could show you with that search bar.
These dogs are both boys, and they're good boys, so you two are going to have sex with them.
I hope that's not what happens.
I don't think it is, thankfully. I hope not, at least. It goes even further. So having sex with these two is your job. Every time I learn something new about Fire Punch, I'm like, what is this fucking about?
It's about collecting dust somewhere for me not to read it, apparently.
I have the first volume. I just haven't read it because I don't have, like, more of it. I'm just, like, waiting. It's one of those things I kind of want to just, like, binge through. Just take it all at once.
I do need to get back on some binge and close some of these internet tabs. The problem is, I'm pretty sure all of the internet tabs I have open are just, like, ongoing stuff. But then,
Yeah, I do.
because it's not on the Shonen app, the ongoing part of it is, like, you'll get a chapter when you get a chapter. There's no schedule here.
That's how Record of Ragnarok was for me. Like, they literally had no schedule. I just have to check, like, every week if there's another chapter.
Because, like, there was one... I don't even remember, because most of the names of the stuff I read on the app are just Japanese names, so I'm never going to remember the names. But one of them was at the end of the last chapter that I read, this going back a while, said there's not going to be another chapter for the foreseeable future or whatever because of this. So I was like, well, I'll leave the tab open for whatever. Then I come back and I check one day, and there were 6 chapters for me to read. I was like, has it been that long? Did the person just not... Were they talking about something else? I don't know.
I just wish K-Manga would get their shit together, man.
Kodansha?
Yeah, their app.
Is this still the way it was?
Yeah, it still is. I'm pretty sure. I don't even want to re-download it. Well, I'd re-download it. It's the fact that when you open it, it wants you to track information and shit. I'm just because there's so much I want to read on there. Like, I'd be caught up on Gachiakuta every week if the Kodansha app wasn't crap. Because it's one of my browser ones.
Is the app crap, or is it the monetization that we hated?
Monetization. But that's, like, the whole setup of it is, like, bent around backwards for the monetization.
That's whack.
Super lame.
Like, Shonen's your competition.
They want you to, like, pay to rent a chapter and or watch ads to earn fun bucks to rent chapters with.
No, I'll pay $4 to Shonen and read unlimited chapters when I want, how I want.
It's funny because Viz has its own subscription, same model now, where it's like, hey, you like these other Viz things that aren't technically Shonen Jump? Give us another $3. You get the rest of that catalog too.
You know, side note I just thought of too. You know what else was at Barnes and Noble?
What?
Light novels.
Ooh.
In the same section, yeah. I saw Classmate Elite. I was like, this is a light novel, isn't it? I don't think there was manga. So I pick it up and I go scroll. I was like, oh shit, this is legit just the light novel.
To go there and buy some ReZero. No Game, No Life.
I don't know if they'll carry No Game, No Life, but
Probably not.
I'm sure you could find it online.
I'm more interested in reading ReZero anyways. I don't know if I'm more interested in kinda. No Game, No Life is so much trashier than people remember.
It really is.
It really
and I'm
is.
sure the light novel is worse.
The fucking shampoo that has like a tentacle to like... Yeah, ReZero.
Yeah. But this is not enough time in my day.
I feel you.
For all the things I want to read, consume.
I literally crammed in editing the podcast and reading everything into like a tight 5 hours before I took a nap today.
And then even like right now, I'm playing Dragons Dogma, and then I got Stellar Blade, so it's like, and then after that I'll have 14's expansion.
I have Gigantic coming out tomorrow. I won't be playing it till Thursday, but it comes out tomorrow. And that's one of the live service games. I'm gonna be like so locked down juggling which live service games I'm gonna be playing. So I just re-picked up Overwatch. Oh, you're gone again. New predecessor hero. Gigantic. Multiverses. Jump Assemble.
That's hilarious.
Well, Helldivers looks up at me crying that I haven't touched it in a while.
Oh well. Fucking Dragon's Dogma is really all I've been playing right now, other than downloaded Age of Empires on Friday and just super deep RTS dive.
I've actually been pretty committed to Dragon's Dogma also. I mean, I've been playing a lot of Overwatch too, but
There's a lot of, I don't know, man. It's a very flawed game in the sense that it's like, it's a lot of, I don't know if I should say flaw, because there's a lot of conveniences omitted from the game that are in other games.
yeah. But
So-
it does kind of add to my immersion. Like, actually having to travel a lot.
So I wouldn't mind the traveling if I could sprint the whole fucking time.
I feel you. I would pray, beg on my knees to developers, don't make sprinting take my stamina out of combat.
Yeah.
It makes sense in combat. It pisses me off out of combat.
At least in cities, at least in cities it's fine. It doesn't
Constantly
go down, but
heaving on the road.
yeah. Especially with how long it takes, and then you're on a time limit because you know you're fucked at night as an early level. Ugh. But I ran into some problems with some quests and stuff. Like, there's some bugged quests that you can get into. There's one. You go to the royal quarter, someone will ask you to. Her husband had to go fight a Duahan. So you gotta go help him fight the Duahan. And for whatever reason, I was okay. I was getting mad at it, but it turned out okay at the end. But as soon as I go in there, the dialogue starts with him being like, "Oh, who are you? Oh, you're here to help? All right, let's fucking go." But the Duahan takes 0 damage from me. And then 5 to 10 seconds into the fight, all of those dudes start attacking me. So now it's me versus like 5 dudes attacking me, one of which cannot die. This is a thing that other people seen too. One of those dudes, not even the main story dude, he can totally die. And then the quest says,
So one of the random ones.
Then the quest like not fails or completes or whatever, just says he died because there's 2 options: you save him or you don't. And one of his guards doesn't. He goes down to like 1 HP and just doesn't die. But then the Duahan's there too, which has. There's a 0% chance I was beating this guy. You kind of just have to like fight him long enough till he goes away. But I was like, It's more avoid him. Because if he hits you once and then gets into his combo, you're not living through the combo. You just die. But then I couldn't figure out. I kept reloading and it wasn't working. And then afterwards, the quest completed and he went away. And I was like, okay, I'll use a Wakestone shard to raise the NPC for the quest. Maybe that will work. And it did work. He lived. But then that other dude that wouldn't die is still there, still attacking me, so I can't initiate dialogue with the guy to complete the quest. There's a river nearby.
That's exactly where my mind went. I was like, the brine.
I picked the NPC up, threw him in the river 3 times, and he came back out all 3 times.
Was it deep enough to have brine?
Oh, yeah. I lost one of my pawns in that river. It shows the whole thing, like the whole tentacles coming up and taking him out, all the blood everywhere. He sinks down, but then just runs right back out and attacks me. So I was able to...
Down by the river.
Because I couldn't even pick him up, though. I was using my shield bash move.
To knock him, yeah.
So I sent him flying like 3 times downriver, and then sent him, and I sprinted back and talked to the dude, and initiated combat
de-conversation?
No,
de-aggro the dude? Oh.
And then but then people were saying that they did that, and he never went back to the town, so it was like... It never completed the quest, but when I went back, he was there, and I got all my rewards. So I was happy.
My partner had a bug in his where the guy you're supposed to follow to the Fenmouth or whatever, the first main city, completely disappeared on him. We think he just found the guy fighting a dragon that he randomly ran into, because he still has the same quest to get to the main city. But had the little gold, like, diamond under where the dragon was standing. So he's like, is that guy fighting the dragon the guy I'm supposed to be following?
That's funny. My biggest thing, too, and a lot of other people hate this. So Vernum has a port crystal in it.
Yeah.
You just initiate it. You can now use the fairy stones to teleport back there. The other major city, Batal, does not. So you need to find a port crystal and place it there. It's like, oh, a capital city, you would think would have it. Yeah. So it's like...
Especially when that raggedy-ass village I saved also had one.
Merv?
Yeah, the one that's like, you go and then south. It's one of the farthest of the monster culling quests that you get when you get to the town.
Oh, Harv has one?
It was the...
I haven't found a second port crystal other than Burnham.
No,
I've been to all the towns.
It did have one. It was like right off the coast of the cave you have to clear out. Like if you walk out, there's a little shack and then there's the port crystal.
Yeah, I had to
That's like the poorest town, and it has one.
And I didn't know it had one. I just never interacted with it, I guess.
I can't imagine an instance I need to teleport back there.
Oh, I've been back to that village numerous times.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. And they're supposed to improve. They told me that they're going to fix up their town.
Yeah. Yeah. I find it funny that what wrecked the town was the dragon. That's where you become the Arisen.
Yeah.
And then when they tell you to come back, and you do eventually come back, it's being attacked by a dragon.
No! They told me to like wait a few days and go back.
Oh, I'm not going to spoil it, but the quest line there is very infuriating.
Oh, no.
On like, the village chief's a fucking cockbag. But right now, my story quest wants me to go there. When I'm in the capital city, the other place wants me to go back there.
Ugh.
But
make sure to hit that port crystal if you have.
I'll be looking for it now. I didn't know there was one there. I do have a port crystal. I've had 2 of them.
Yeah.
So I have one in my inventory, but I'm like, saving it? I ain't trying to place that somewhere.
No.
But I've run into...
I haven't placed any yet. I've just interacted with the ones on the map.
I've run into they're like, oh, you can switch vocations wherever you want. But now I've run into the problem because, like, I can kill anything other than the griffin and any dragon that shows up in the first area.
Griffins.
You're just best off just running away. You won't even do damage to it.
Literally not.
Yeah, it's like an
invisible amounts of damage.
Well, when you get to the new area, the next area, the Patal area, everything is just like I do like no damage, and I have the strongest sword that I could have bought. Upgraded twice. I still don't have the 3rd upgrade, but the next level is like negligibly increase, but it's like I do so little damage to everything that's like, okay, so now if I switch vocations to something, they only give you the base weapon the first time you switch to that
every time
vocation.
I've switched, I've immediately gone to the shops.
But my problem is all of the weapons in the shops in Patal cost 30 to 40k each. And I have 60k gold right now. And I'm like...
That sounds about like what I am versus what I need cost-wise. That sounds pretty in line.
And then what pisses me off, too, is all the inns in Vernum area are like 1,500, 2,000 gold to rest at it. This one's 10,000.
Oh, my God.
In the main city. I'm like, why is
they're really keeping you down.
Yeah. Like, the amount of money I need right now is ridiculous because I want to switch off. Because I have fighter maxed right now. The vocations maxed
I have
out.
2 at 4 and one of them at 2.
Rogue is fire.
Yeah, it is.
I'm actually a rogue right now.
It's so good.
I switched to rogue and bought the cheapest weapon that Patal sold.
Yeah.
And upgraded it. So I'm actually have a better weapon with the rogue than I did on my fighter class.
I'm so excited to go back to rogue.
But the class I really want to be is the Mystic Spear thing, where it's a mix between magic and melee.
I guess I'm going to go Trickster only because...
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
It is trash.
Is it?
It is so bad.
I saw one really hilarious clip where someone put a phantom just off the edge of a corner and an animal literally leaped at it and just jumped off into the brine.
So I got it to the second level because it has one of the passive perks that carry on between all of them. That if you're near a Seeker's Totem, your controller will vibrate and you'll kind of glow a faint blue, so you can just find them pretty easy. And there's no way to damage enemies as a trickster.
Okay, never mind.
Nothing you do. You can, even your basic attack doesn't do damage, just kind of stuns them. And it's so slow. All of its abilities are slow. Maybe because I'm so low level, I'm only rank 1 or 2 with it, that I only had the one ability. But it's all just about sowing chaos. So it's all about your pawns doing damage and you just doing random shit.
I don't hate that.
So your weapon is an incense thing.
Weird.
It's like a pendulum that you hold and it does incense. So it's all smoke and shit. So I wasn't very impressed with it at all. I was like, this is not for me in the slightest bit. I need to be in the fray fighting somehow.
So maybe Warmonger then.
Oh, I just realized what my Warmonger. What the fuck is that?
It's another one of the vocations you can unlock.
Well, because I have fighter and warrior.
Yeah, this is a separate one.
Because what I'm basing it on is when you go to the equipment that can be equipped by everybody.
Yeah,
I'm missing one of the classes. There's only one question mark on it. But I was just thinking, I think the one that I don't have is the Mystic Bow.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a different weapon. Yeah.
No, it's the separate vocation, because there's the fighter, warrior.
Yeah.
Is the unlockable from fighter.
Yeah.
Then there's archer, mystic archer, cleric, mage, or whatever, sorcerer, and then rogue, trickster maybe.
That's why I was
associated with that. I don't know, kind of probably separate. But then the mystic spearman is its own, and then there's the mystic archer
and Warmonger. Apparently they switch weapons.
That's dope.
I think it's dope if they have abilities for those different weapons.
I don't like that you can only have 4 on your pawns as well. I think that my main pawn that I can choose skills for should be able to have more than 4 skills equipped. Because it's an AI controlling it, you know what I mean? So it's I got to pick and choose for them. They should be able, they shouldn't be able to have all of them. It might be OP though
if they had all of them.
No, I'm not saying all of them, but they should have 5 or 6. Because you, when you unlock all the, get up in ranks, this is
oh yeah, I'm already having to pick and choose here because mine's a
skills.
Sorcerer right now, so those are all damage spells. So I have to pick which ones.
Because I really like having 1, the heal spell, full heal, and I want them to have that. And then I like the elemental
enchantment
ones. So that's 2 slots
Though,
right there.
Rogue specifically has one where you can fire enchant your own weapon.
Yeah, no, but so does fighter. But I'd argue the fighter one is better because it doesn't damage you.
Does it damage you to do
it?
The
rogue one does.
Because the rogue one is also an attack, though, and it's
I'm sorry. They have an unlockable. The rogue has an unlockable skill that you get from a scroll. That it's higher fired. It's like a higher enchantment on the blade, but you do it in a huge explosion around you, and it sets you on fire.
Yeah, no, the base one doesn't, though. You
right.
grind it, and then you do an attack.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. I love the spinning attack.
I didn't take that, but then I saw my partner took it, and he ran up to a Cyclops and did it, and I'm like, I need this.
You can use that, and then, because Cyclops' weakness is their eyes, so it's super easy to fight them. So you get that, but then you can get it to a way that you then latch onto their face.
Oh.
And then Rogue also has an ability you can only use while holding onto a creature. It's like this super gouge, and you do that to a Cyclops eye, and you'll take like a whole health bar right off.
I can't wait to go back to Rogue.
It's so good. And then the dash, dude.
Archer is so boring. It's so bad. I hate it.
I didn't even try it.
It's so boring.
The mages, all the mage classes, all the mage classes, the cast times are too long.
Oh, they look it, but that's the trade-off to shooting gigantic pillars of ice and fire blasts.
And then the lightning, high Levin is like... My pawn always has that, my main pawn. I'm like, it's too good not to have.
It's a trade-off.
Yeah.
Dragons Dogma does give me that perfect party fantasy, because everyone has a role, they do it.
I don't like that it's basically graphically updated Dragon's Dogma 1.
Yeah, my partner says it's nearly indistinguishable from the original.
Yes. Which I'm sure some people like that, because I like Dragon's Dogma 1, but
I think
with the vocations, the combos, you can see the full combo of a class very quickly.
Yeah.
So combat can get very redundant for a game that's going to be somewhere around 100 hours, probably, maybe a little less. Well, the story probably won't. I mean, if you're trying to do everything.
I mean, I'm going to do some side quests. It's really going to be a convenience thing. I'm going to take the ones that are near me, the ones that feel natural. I'm not going to go out of my way for this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of quests.
Despite enjoying it.
Yeah, there's a lot of quests that I was trying to do. It's like, I don't even get what I'm trying to do here, so I'm just not going to do it. Like, one, follow a beggar and figure out where he's getting his coins from. And I'm like, the beggar's not moving from his spot. Ever.
I'm not Assassin's Creeding this shit.
The stealth missions are kind of annoying.
Fuck that.
But I think that's good.
Absolutely. Next week we'll talk about some wild strawberry.
That last panel on wild strawberry was fucking wild.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, we'll
double back.
Yes, we'll double back to that. But it's been the Dukes of Weepdom.
Dukes of Weepdom.
Take care, y'all.
Peace.